5 tips for small business owners to save on your taxes in 2022 tax season. And I know that might not be the title, but I want to help you pay less taxes. And I have some 5 very practical tips I'm going to share with you. And if you are a foreign person with a US LLC and you don't pay taxes in the US, that's great. Like the video and you can watch the next one. This video is more for Americans and or people with C corporations or people who are actually paying taxes in the US. If you're not paying taxes, good for you. And if you didn't know that's possible and you're a foreign person, you can open a US company and not pay taxes. It's definitely possible. If you want a consult, you can schedule in the description below or watch other videos. But this video is about 5 tips for small business owners to save on taxes. And as a small business owner myself, I can really resonate with these tips. Before we get into it, I want to tell you, stay to the 5th one. It's the most obvious one, and it's very important. So stay to the end, stay to the 5th one. It's the most obvious answer, but you have to know it. Okay, so number 1, a great way for business owners to save on taxes is to keep good records. It's obvious, but it's important. Good record keeping will help you claim all of the deductions and the credits that you're entitled to. If a client reaches out to me and they have no bookkeeping, they're going to throw something together and give it to me. If they had organized bookkeeping, I would be able to see if they potentially qualify for credits, if there is a way for them to claim more expenses, if there's different things that we can do to deduct more things, or if there's ways we can defer income. I can't see that if you have no accounting or no books. So good record keeping is super important, and that's an easy number 1. If you were looking to do this yourself, I would recommend QuickBooks. Xero works, but QuickBooks is generally the market leader in doing accounting. There are free options, or you can just download your transactions in Excel and do it in Google Sheets for free. It's all up to you, but being organized is super helpful. Number 2, take advantage of all tax deductions. So there's many additional deductions available to small business owners, including deductions for business-related expenses like office supplies and travel and home office deduction. They have the Augusta rule. You can create an accountable plan. You can claim different employee retention credits potentially. There's a lot of ways that you can lower your taxes. And there's many credits you can apply for. Research and development credits. There's different incentives on different state levels. There's always options, but you need to take advantage of your deductions. You can Google search tax credits in my state or best tax credits for a painter in 2022 and go do some searches specifically for yourself if you want to find the best deductions that are available. Number 3 is a very common solution, and it works for almost everyone, and it is using retirement plans. Setting up a retirement plan can help you save on taxes because it just reduces your taxable income. There's different types of retirement plans. There's really 2 different types. They have defined contribution plans, which are the most common. That's 401ks and other IRAs, which have a defined amount you can put into it. And then for higher earners, if you're making a couple $100,000 a year, maybe $500,000-$600,000 even, there's defined benefit plans. And these plans allow you to put away up to $200,000-$300,000 in retirement contributions by creating a pension for yourself. It generally works best for, businesses with less employees in the US because the bigger the plan, the more employees you have to include. You always have to include the employees. But if you don't have many employees, you can stack up this plan. You can put life insurance in it and make it all deductible. You can do a lot of stuff with these defined benefit contribution plans. If you're interested in that, please contact us. I'd be more than happy to help you set that up. But in general, setting up retirement plans is a pretty easy process that you can do yourself or with ADP or however you're running payroll or saving money. I would recommend for a self-employed person, my favorite defined contribution plan is a solo 401k. And these are awesome. I've opened multiple solo 401ks in different businesses in the past for things I've done myself. And they're great because it's basically a checkbook retirement plan. You can deduct and contribute as much as a regular 401k, but you get the checkbook. You can invest in real estate and crypto and whatever you want to invest in. For me, it's almost been bad because I stink at investing, but the markets have been down anyway, so I'm not too off the track. Okay, so there's a lot of options with retirement plans. The solo 401k is great if you have no employees. The defined contribution plan is great for almost everyone. And then the defined benefit plans are the best for high earners because you can put away the most money. So number 4, another great tip for small business owners is to consider reviewing your corporate structure. Consider incorporating your business. So having a limited liability company is a recommendation in every situation. If you're doing any kind of business, just open an LLC. I say that because it gives you flexibility to change the corporate structure later. You can make a tax election later. You can be an S corp. You can be a corporation, and you have that flexibility later. So I would say to everyone, open an LLC and do business through that. It doesn't change how you file taxes if it's just a regular LLC. It doesn't change how you pay taxes. It does give you some additional liability protection. It's a limited liability company, and it also gives you flexibility for planning in the future. So I would 100% recommend small business owners to use a legal entity to protect themselves legally, and also give you the most flexibility for tax savings as we review everything in the future. Number 5, the obvious answer is to work with a tax professional. So they have different tax professionals which will take your information, put it on the forms, tell you what you have to pay. There's other tax professionals like myself, which will take your information, review it, discuss it, explore what other things we can deduct, explore different structural options and elections we can make to lower your tax bill, and then provide projections and risk analysis for different options. So that's tax planning, right? The tax planning is really important. If you have a small business, you're making 10, 20 grand a year on the side, using an LLC and doing it yourself in QuickBooks is probably fine, especially if you're doing number 1 and number 2, you're taking good records and taking your tax deductions. However, if you're making 30 or 40K even, and you have an LLC set up, I can still help you save $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10,000 in your taxes, depending on your circumstances. So working with a tax professional is obvious the last answer, and also working with the right tax professional, because if you go to H&R Block, if you have a W-2, they'll probably do your taxes right. But if you have a business, they are not going to explore all of the options with you and the tax selections. I started my career at a Liberty Tax. No disrespect, they were great to work with, but I didn't know anything when I worked for them. So you get what you pay for. And generally, when I'm working with new clients, I'm going to save them way more money than they end up paying me. So if you are a small business owner, you want to save on taxes and you don't want to do all this research yourself, which I would recommend you spend more time on your business making more money, then reach out. I'm happy to have a call with you and discuss how we can help you lower your tax bill. And if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, because I make a lot of videos like this. And I would love for you to help me by subscribing to the channel. Free content. Thanks, guys. See you on the next video. Talk to you on the phone, and good luck on this tax season. I'm happy to help you plan. See you later.